Let me take you back to my early 20s. I was sitting in a cramped apartment, eating instant noodles for the third time that week. My career felt stagnant, my savings were non-existent, and every scroll through social media was a reminder that others seemed to have life figured out. But here's the thing. I wasn't alone in that feeling, and I'm glad I didn't let it stop me. By the time I turned 30, my life looked entirely different, and I want to share the key realizations that transformed my 20s. If you're in your 20s now, you've still got time to take charge. The first thing I learned is this: invest in skills, not things. When I was 24, I stumbled upon a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It stressed the power of sharpening the saw, continuously improving yourself. Inspired, I enrolled in a public speaking course. It was terrifying at first, but that single decision led to promotions, new friendships, and a confidence I'd never imagined. Think of Elon Musk. He didn't just dream of rockets. He learned engineering, economics, and physics. Whatever you want to achieve, start by mastering the skills that matter most. The second lesson? Network like your future depends on it, because it does. In my mid-20s, I read about Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, who's often called the startup whisperer. His story taught me the value of connections. So, I made a pact with myself. Every month, I'd reach out to someone I admired for coffee or a quick chat. At first, I faced a lot of rejections, but eventually, one meeting led to another, and doors started opening. It's not just about knowing people, it's about adding value to their lives too. Now, let's talk about risk, the kind you should take before you turn 30. When I was 27, I left a stable but uninspiring job to start my own business. I'd been reading Shoe Dog, Phil Knight's memoir about building Nike. What struck me was how much he gambled in his 20s and how those risks shaped his future. My leap wasn't easy. I faced sleepless nights and plenty of setbacks, but it was the best decision I've ever made. Your 20s are the perfect time to experiment. You have fewer obligations and more resilience to bounce back. Finally, I learned to prioritize health and relationships. Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." In my late 20s, I started prioritizing exercise, healthy eating, and spending time with people who uplifted me. It's amazing how much clarity you gain when your body and mind are in sync. So here's the takeaway. Before you hit 30, focus on building skills, nurturing relationships, taking calculated risks, and caring for your well-being. These years aren't about having it all figured out. They're about laying the foundation for the life you want. If I could do it, so can you. Start today, because your future self will thank you.